Alright, here we go, folks. This is Fromark once again with the Fromark Play Show once again. And once again, I am doing a playthrough of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Although this time around, I'm doing a playthrough as Tails. That's right, folks. This is a Sonic 2 playthrough as Miles Tails per hour. And as you see, I've already entered the cheat code to switch his name on the lives counter from Tails to Miles, as I want to keep things as authentic as possible. But once again, I'm moving through Emerald Hill Zone, and just trying to get through everything as quickly as possible. Although, this time around, I will point out that I try to get every single Chaos Emerald in Emerald Hill Zone, which is actually possible. And I just dodge as much as possible to make that happen. And get this speed shoe power up and go ahead and just jump up here. And for special stage number 1, I gotta get 30 rings. And this time around, I get those 30 rings. Don't worry about it, folks. I get them. I go ahead and get those. And then the Department of Redundancy department. And yeah, I'm actually in the good by 16 rings there. I got 46 rings. Now I gotta get 70 rings. And I say that will be a pretty easy task to take care of. But yeah, I actually gotta say, folks, that my favorite character in the Sonic franchise is Tails. I know it's probably kind of unusual to have a favorite character that's not Sonic in the Sonic series, but there's so many different characters in the Sonic series. You got Sonic, you got Tails, you got Knuckles, Shadow, Silver, Vector the Crocodile, Espio the Charmeleon, so many others. So many others. My personal favorite's Tails. In fact, when I was a kid, I used to have a Tails plush whenever I was growing up. I don't know whatever happened to it, but I still remember the day I bought it from my neighbor. I was like 8 years old, and I was like, yo, you got a Tails plush? Give me that. So I paid money to get it from him, and the rest was history. I just don't know whatever happened to it. But yeah, Tails is my favorite Sonic character, as he is a genius. He's built so many of the cool inventions that Sonic and his friends used to stop Eggman. But this time around, I'm just gonna go ahead and get all these rings, get all these Chaos Emeralds, and yeah, another invincibility power up. At the time of recording this, I still have not bought a copy of Sonic Jam for the Sega Saturn. I do hope to acquire that as soon as humanly possible, but I got a few other serious things to take care of first. It's all about them priorities once you grow up and turn into an adult. But anyways, this is special stage number 2. I got 5 more rings to go. Now I got 0 more rings to go. But yeah, some pretty cool stuff. Now I got 29 more rings I've got to acquire. Shouldn't be any problem, folks, as yeah, that's not gonna be a problem. I'm already 9 rings left. Yeah, now I'm good. Everything is A-okay in the Sonic 2 playthrough at this point, anyway. But yeah, whenever I recorded that first Sonic 2 playthrough, I guess this would technically be the 3rd Sonic 2 playthrough, since I already recorded Sonic 2 about a year ago at the time of recording this. And then I recorded Sonic 2 on the Game Gear. But once again, I'm recording Sonic 2, but this time as Tails. But yeah, I'm gonna get all the Chaos Emeralds pretty early on, and I will say that. This is Chaos Emerald number 2. I do want to point out that getting all 7 Chaos Emeralds as Tails doesn't do anything in this game, but I will get them anyway for bragging rights at the very least. Let's spin on through here. Once again, I want to get as many rings as possible. Look out for the robots. And I will just spin dash my way on up here, as I can get this extra life. And now I will mosey on to the next Chaos Emerald that is needed to acquire. But yeah, I absolutely love Sonic 2, folks. It's one of my favorite Sonic games. It's easily in my top 10. Although I do find this being one of the ones I go back to the most to play. It's probably indicated by the ability to get all 7 emeralds in Emerald Hill. As for beginners, I feel like that's no easy accomplishment. At least that was the case for me when I first started playing Sonic 2. But yeah, I'm gonna move over through here. Got all the rings I need already. Everything else from here is just a nice little bonus. And this time around I gotta get 38 rings, or 28 rings maybe? 38, yeah. Actually 23. The number 23, like that unusual Jim Carrey movie from like 2007. That movie actually kind of sucked. It wasn't as good as I was hoping it would have been. I mean, the first time I ever seen it, I was like, you know what, it's alright. But I wouldn't go back and watch it now, it's not very good. Which, you know, it's one of them. I think Jim Carrey can be a pretty good serious actor, but I mean, I think he did a pretty good job as Eggman in the Sonic movies thus far. Sonic 3 movie isn't out yet at this point, so I don't know if he's gonna come back for that or what. The point is, the number 23 wasn't a very good movie, and now I've got the 3rd Chaos Emerald. So just moving things along pretty smoothly so far. I do believe I have gotten all the checkpoint special stages that are possible in Act 1, so I'm just going to go ahead and get out of here. It's actually possible to get through Emerald Hill much quicker than I did. But since I got all the special stages, that made it a little bit more difficult. But you can actually blaze through Emerald Hill Act 1 in like 30 seconds if you decide not to get anything just in a hurry. I feel like playing as Tails actually makes it a lot easier to get through here, a little bit slower and more meticulous. Unfortunately, even though Tails flies in later Sonic games, and even though he flies when you play as Sonic and Tails flies back through the background, for some reason you cannot fly him yourself. But that's okay, I guess. It just makes it a little bit more difficult. I feel like Tails actually is the more difficult playthrough to take care of in Sonic 2. Just because you can't move as fast and you jump lower. Or actually, no, you jump higher, I think. I haven't seen a side-by-side, so I'm not 100% sure. Hey, wait a minute, I got 69 rings. Even needed to stop there for a second and acknowledge that. But here we got special stage number 4, folks. The goal so far is to get 40 rings. Which, no need to worry, that's pretty easy to do. You just gotta look out for all the spikes. The spikes become quite a nuisance here in the special stages as you go on. At least if you're not careful. The goal was to get 40, I got 50, but now I need to get 60. Or 110 rings, that is. And here you just gotta jump back and forth and know where the rings are gonna be. It's not really too difficult, you just gotta watch out for all these spikes in the middle and just jump back and forth at the right pixel. And now I don't need to get any more rings, so everything's gonna be all fine and good from here, I hope. Yeah, it's cool. But I still got a few more rings I gotta get first. But yeah, I always thought these half-pipe special stages were pretty cool. I still gotta say my personal favorite iteration of the half-pipe special stages are the Sonic 3D Blast on the Saturn. There are plenty of versions of the half-pipe stages used in later Sonic games like Sonic 4 Episode 2 or Sonic Heroes, and I'm sure it gets used plenty more times than I mentioned, but these are the ones that immediately come to mind. Got another 50,000 points, so I got another extra life. And I got the 4th Chaos Emerald. But now I'm going to go ahead and backtrack a little bit, do some backtracking, get some more rings, and get the rest of these special stages out of my hair. While I still have hair, that is. I still say one of these days I'll probably go bald, but I welcome it. I welcome it. If it happens, it happens, you know. I know a lot of people get pretty self-conscious about being bald, but you know, if it happens, it happens. It runs in the family. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and, knock out this 5th special stage. And the objective here is to get 50 rings. Shouldn't be too big of an issue. I always thought the music here was pretty good. Sounds a little bit weird listening to it on headphones. This is emulated Genesis hardware, so this would probably be how it would initially sound. So this would probably what it would sound like on the Genesis Model 1 if you plugged the headphones into the headphone jack. It sounds a little eh. I feel like it probably sounds best in Sonic Jam. Yeah, I really want to get a copy of Sonic Jam for Saturn eventually. Which I will. That is like the last of the more valuable, hard to find Saturn games that I want to get. That's on my checklist. Just roll on through these special stages, get as many rings as humanly possible. It's not really too big of a deal. And I've got all the rings I need to get the 5th Chaos Emerald at this point. But yeah, I want to say it's kind of nice to go back and redo Sonic 2, or at least a commentary of Sonic 2, as I felt like my original Sonic 2 commentary, which I mean you could still check out over on this Fromark channel, if you really want to. I felt like it wasn't as good as this one. I mean, I'm just saying that because I can go back through. I had a better Let's Play of it here to record, and I feel like I can go back through and kind of do it a little bit better this time now that I get a chance to redo it, basically. But I'm just rambling at this point. Rambling and collecting rings. Yeah, it's really weird to hear this back on headphones because there's a lot of extra echo that I'd never previously heard before. Sounds different than it would through a television set. And of course, my audio for this recording method is to have my emulated Nintendo Wii hooked up through an, I think it's a component cable set. And then I have that going through HDMI, which goes through my laptop, which I have to render the video files of through my capture device, and sounds like a lot of work, but it's really not, folks. This is special stage number 6, which can be quite a bit of work. You pretty much just gotta know where the rings are gonna be. It's not the most difficult thing in the world, really. As these final couple of special stages pretty much test your patience and test your ability to get the Chaos Emeralds. Pretty much takes everything you've learned from the previous special stages and applies it here. But no need to worry, as I wouldn't record it if it was a complete disaster. Just loop around, get as many of these rings as I can. And yeah, that's That's the good stuff, folks. I got plenty of them. But now I gotta get 45 more rings. Sorry, I kind of get immersed in the music sometimes. I get lost in it. Because the Sonic 2 soundtrack is one of my more favorite video game soundtracks. Although some of the beta versions, the prototype versions of the Sonic 2 songs, I prefer more than the final mixes. I kind of ran myself out of breath there a little bit, but that happens sometimes. I just get to talking and breathing and more comes out than I need it to. Kind of becomes a trouble sometimes as a singer. Because I wouldn't call myself a singer, but I do sing. And I run myself out of breath without using my diaphragm or diaphragm. More than probably necessary. Anyways, I'm just gonna keep things rolling along with Emerald Hill Act DOS here. Definitely want to look out. You can get smushed between those spikes if you're not careful. And just kind of clip through the platforms. Use the platform to clip through the floor, I mean. Get 50 rings just one more time, as I've got 6 Chaos Emeralds so far. Now that I've got 50 rings, just run to that final checkpoint. Want to do it a little bit carefully, because the screen will lock from here, as the boss room is just ahead. Anyways, folks, this is special stage number 7. This is the final of the special stages. The goal so far is to get 100 rings, and previous skills will apply here as the 4th special stage has taught us that you gotta jump back and forth sometimes. But no need to worry, folks. It's just kind of roll through the corners, have just the right pixelation, and everything should be okay. And yeah, that's gonna move us to stage 2 of the special stage 7. But just more of this going back and forth. You don't really have to look out for the spikes as much for this part. And just keep going back and forth, get as many rings as necessary. You can get more than 150 rings here. It's definitely what I try to do as the 3rd and final section of this special stage is quite tricky. As I got 15 more rings to go, but you see, I gotta get as many as possible that are just kind of being thrown at wherever on the special stage at this point, whilst looking out for spikes. But now I just gotta get 4, 3, 2, 1 boogity. That's it, folks. I got all the rings I need, but from here I can just kind of pad things out a little bit, get a few more to make sure that if I get hit, everything's gonna be a-okay. Can't remember how many rings you lose if you get hit by a spike, but no need to worry, because that is the 7th and the final Chaos Emerald, folks. Miles Tails Prower has all the Chaos Emeralds. And another extra life. Cool deal. But that's pretty much gonna do it. That's actually gonna do it for all the special stages. And here I've got the showdown, the first showdown with Dr. Eggman, or Dr. Robotnik as he was known early on, in the States anyway. But if you've been paying attention to my playthroughs of early Sonic games, you'll notice that if you hit Eggman 8 times, he seems to not be a threat, and he ends up being taken down pretty quickly. And folks, that's going to do it for the first part of the Tails run of Sonic 2. All the animal buddies from Emerald Hill have been rescued, all the Chaos Emeralds have been rescued. I hope you'll tune in for part 2, and I will see you then.